First of all, good afternoon, guys. Welcome to this 3-day long Web Dev Carnival by NoobCode in association with MLSA. So today's session was something that was in high demand and which is a little bit different as well from the other generic topics that we discuss usually. So cybersecurity is something which is the backbone in any web or app that you see, or it's running in your mobile or computer, whatever it might be. The data that is stored and transferred, all this process requires the safety of your data as your privacy is most important. Now, let me introduce you to our today's speaker, Anurag Roy. So his credentials, if I have to say, probably are much things to I have to say. So first of all, he is a beta Microsoft Learn student ambassador. He has secured 17th rank out of 400 teams participate in a hackathon organized by IEM Labs in collaboration with Kolkata Police. He has also reported two bugs to Discord and has been recognized as a Discord bug hunter. And now he's the cybersecurity cell analyst intern at Kolkata Police Cyber Lab, Lalbajar, and also at Special Task Force. He has been the Nalcon Goa controller, which is the Asia's largest international security conference. He has also been conferred recognition by Sri Harikrishna Pai, the Deputy Commissioner of Police, STF Kolkata. And most importantly, he is just a first year student who is being studying at Techno India University. So let's start with our 3 days, third day, the first session of this carnival, third day, first session, that is security spotlight. Without further ado, I am handing my mic to Anurag to start this informative session. Anurag, you carry on.
Hello everyone present here. Good afternoon. Okay, so it's a Sunday afternoon. I know it's a odd time to take this session. I will try my best to take this session as interactive as possible and as knowledgeable to you. I will deliver some knowledgeable things. I hope you will be taking some knowledge out of this session today and know how to secure yourself while you are a developer, while you are a user of the website or the web apps, anything you may be. We must be secure on the cyber side as well, right? As we are we always look our security in our real life as well. Like we install CCTV cameras in our homes or our shops to secure our valuable things. So we also need to secure our digital assets as well, right? We need to secure them as well. Like so, yeah. So I'll not waste much time. And thank you, Sagnigda and Swapnendu for giving me a chance and opportunity to be a speaker in this web development carnival. And yeah, I have been meeting them since Hack for Bengal. We met there and we have a brotherhood relationship. After that, we met there. We talk to each other and we always do contribute to each every possible from my end. Yeah. So let's start today with my session. So today here I am in the security spotlight. That is the day 3. It is going on from the day 1. I see it is a 3-day workshop boot camp. It was organized by NoobCode. And so I am Anurag Roy. I am pursuing my BTech Computer Science Engineering from Techno India University in the first year. And I have been also working with Kolkata Police, Cyber Cell, Lal Bazar, Special Task Force, West Bengal Police, and I have been also contributing in the government of West Bengal in many projects. And I have also been promoted to Microsoft Learn Student Ambassador at Beta this few days back. Yeah, so let's start today. So I need the session to be very interactive. So you all can write down in the chat box like how many of you are interested in cybersecurity or this field, like in ethical hacking or cybersecurity. Please write down in the chat box, everyone. Great, great. It's great to see that many of you are interested about this in learning in this field. Okay, so that's great. That's great. So today I can assure that after my session, everyone will be interested out here to pursue a career in this cybersecurity field or ethical hacking. Everyone will be going out of my session and searching for materials and resources or contact me for how to start. I can assure that, like after today's session. So yeah, so let's start. So today I'll be talking about web security. So what do you understand by web security? My first slide here you can see everyone that what do you understand by web security? So in today's generation, everything we see here and there, we use web apps, we register our exam in our college portal that is also built in a website. There is no more physical registration like we used to do in the early days. That is, we used to fill up the long forms. We used to keep our data in the form way or stored in our files. So now files means we do store our files in our files manager, not in real life files, but we store our files in file manager or server. Okay, so we'll have to keep this a secure place. We'll have to give this a secure place, like the server you may say or the website. We must secure this, right? So here you can see the security is like needed in every or the other ways, like in communication, in transportation, in medicine, in shopping, entertainment, gaming, each and everything requires a security. Okay, so like it needs to be secured. We need our digital asset to be in a safe place or in a secured way. Okay, so I want to do a small hands-on experiment with you all. So, are you all ready to do that? How many of you are ready to do that? So, you can uh, raise your hand or you can write it in the chat box. That would be better to know that if you are ready to do that. I'll be doing a small experiment. Yes. So, I see many of you are interested for it. So, okay. So, I would not ask for many, but how many of you are using like the apps that are available like Big Basket, Groupers? How many of you have used Big Basket? You can raise your hand. So if you have used Big Basket, so okay. So those who have used Big Basket, I would like to say you to drop your email address, just your email address, nothing else. It's gonna be fun. You're gonna be really like it. I want to show a like a minor example, like why we need security in our daily life or daily each every apps. I need to I can show that. So can you write down your email address? Just your email address. I want. Yeah, it's safe. It's safe. Don't worry. Nothing gonna happen. It's safe. It's just an example. I can show you just an example. I want you to write the email address. So I have got one email address. Okay. So have you all used this email address in Big Basket, right? So you have you see Okay. So you can give your phone number as well. You can give your phone number or email address, anything. Phone number or email address. Okay, so I see that your big basket account is not too old, right? You have been you are not using before before to 2022. You have used your accounts or emails in big basket after 2022 or after from 2023, right? If I am right, you can write it in the chat box. Like I have seen. Yeah, exactly. So I wanted to show something interesting, but I am not getting a email address from. I want an email address who are using, who have registered Big Basket before 2022 or on 2022. I want an email address like that. So anyone there who are using email Big Basket before 2022? Okay. So you have registered before 2022, right? Hello. Have you used the? No. I am actually showing something. That is, there was a data breach of Big Basket. There was a data breach of Big Basket around 2022. You can search and Google it out. Okay. So there's a tool which can find your email, which can take your email address or a mobile number and find out your email ID's password, your exact location, your everything, each and every details, even your mobile number as well. So that's where the question comes that your data is safe or not. Okay, so like we need to secure our digital assets. So this is something which gonna blow your mind that by your email address I can say your exact location or mobile number. So this was done by Big Basket itself. In 2022 there was a huge data loss and data breach where the your data was revealed and your email ID's location, exact location, your exact payments, your exact loans were all everything got revealed and you can search for it. So yeah, that is the thing. Uh, Big Basket had a data loss. So it's not only Big Basket. There are many more apps or there are many more websites which also does the same. And every day or the other, you can search for or Google it out. You will see that there's a data breach. Like in that data breach, you might be affected or anyone else might be affected, right? So there's a tool. I'll be sharing that tool after the workshop. You can DM me those who want to know about that tool, where you can check your email address or your mobile number to see that if your data got breached really or did it got compromised. Like is it compromised in the means like can that data be used for your email also, like that can provide your exact email ID password, and that can also provide you with the exact location and everything. So you can check with that tool that gonna make your account secure. You can be assured that your data is breached or it is compromised. Okay, so that's the thing. So that is why we need to know what is web security and what is cyber security, how cyber security involves in web security, like in information by preventing, detecting, and responding to attacks. Right. So let's go to the next slide. Yeah. So here's a comic you can see on information security at work awareness. Here, a person says, "Oh no, I left my laptop in the car." And on the background, you can check it's written that security is your responsibility. Never lend your ID badge to anyone, right? So this guy has left his laptop in the car, and from there itself, with that laptop, many things can be got accessed, right? Like if we put a bootable CD or pen drive, we can access his drive or the uh, stored data that is there in the computer itself, right? It's not protected by BitLocker itself. Okay, so here it comes as the information security, and next is web security issues. So, what are the issues that are faced by the web security? So, web security issues are like malicious website that comes in the top and topping the list. Like, and malicious website means you every now or then we might be seeing a dating dating website is there. Many website that seems like real, or at last end of the day you get nothing. You got scammed. Like you are paying, like there it shows that you are paying for a Bitcoin, and it will give you 2 to 3 Bitcoin at a very less price, around 2,000 or 3,000. You will be getting 2 to 3 Bitcoins. It's an offer for one day. Okay, so you go there, you enter your card details, you enter your CVV, you put on everything, and after that, when you get to know that your money has been deducted around 1 lakh or 1.5 lakh, then you know that it was a malicious website. And what's the wrong thing I have done? I have gave my digital assets or my valuable things access to the malicious website. So here comes the bar, like China topping the list. It's have 67%, but after that, it's there with USA 15%, Russia 4%, Malaysia 2.2%, and Korea is 2%. And in India, it's at the top, it's around 70 to 80%. Like every now and then, when I go at my office, I get to hear that my money got scammed around 10K at money doubling website. My money got scammed in a Garena Free Fire diamond offering website. Each and now, every now and then these cases come. So in India, it's the most vulnerable point is like the people gets affected by this malicious website, or they get tricked by the scammers or the people that is there in the other side of the website. Those who are operating this website. So second is this spam. In this spam folder, like the email automatically goes to the spam folder where there is a web links attached to it. Like the hyperlinks that are attached into it has the spam folder that goes to the spam folder. In this, web links that are harmful, might seems to be harmful, that goes to the spam folder. So, and the third is the phishing. Every uh, every now and then there is a method like of leading, and like in this phishing, everyone might be knowing. The phishing is the like if you are using a social media account like Instagram, Facebook, or maybe Twitter. So you can be tricked easily. Like I will send you a link that seems to be a exact and real login page of Instagram, and you push down your username or the email that you use in your Instagram account and the password, and you get nothing out of it. And the password and the email or the username comes to me directly, and I can use that to log in, and I can easily access your account. Okay, so you need to secure that by using two-factor authentication in the social media accounts. And the fourth one comes is the DDoS. That is the most important thing that makes most of the sites every now and then temporarily out of services, or they say the site is under maintenance, or the site may be slowed down. Where you several times it keeps on loading and loading, and the main content is not visible. So that's reason is because of DDoS or DOS attack. Okay, so what is the full form of DDoS or DOS attack? So DDoS stands for denial domain of services, and the DOS attack is denial of services. Okay, so this is the DOS and DDoS attack that is done by the like you can do it using a tool that is Bird Suit. Have anyone heard of it? Bird Suit. I want to to write down in the chat box like if anyone have used Bird Suit or not. I can write down the spelling as well. It is Bird Suit. So it stands for this Bird Suit. Okay, so it seems like no one have heard of it. It's a new term basically. Obviously, okay, cool. So you can search for it. Bug suit that helps also in pen testing the web application or the website. Uh, okay. So yeah, so it helps in the web penetration testing, and it also helps in the web apps penetration testing of website as well. So we can protect that by using the penetration testing. We can see the vulnerabilities of the website, and we can secure the ports that are open or that are vulnerable. Okay, so we can secure that exact ports that are open or vulnerable, and we can secure it from DDoS attacks. So there you might be seeing in many of the website there is a Cloudflare check, right? Cloudflare checks your authenticity by a human capture or a robot. Like if you are a robot or not, it checks that, and then it lets you enter into a website. So it checks the uh, authenticity of your website. Okay, so have anyone seen the Cloudflare Protect in a website? Like any website that previously loads the Cloudflare screen and then redirects you to the main website again? Yes. So exactly that is the thing. So Cloudflare protects us from this kind of attacks. That is the DDoS attack or the botnets. And what is botnets? Now come to the main point. What is botnets? Botnets is a like you can say a computer or a dummy computer which runs a program installed, like that program code is fully scripted and a PHP script that is done and injected a worm or a Trojan horse in the backdoor method. Okay, so in the botnet that compromised computers or the computers that are used as a dummy computer are usually installed by a worms or the in a backdoor method, it are used in a Trojan horse way. Okay, so that is botnets. So now we go to our next slide. That is okay. So here's a comedy out there. You can check. There's a puzzle, and from there, everyone is finding out a password. Okay. So here it says, I hacked into school computers and changed all my grades. Then the school hacked into my computer and deleted all my games. So this is a funny comic. Okay. So here you can see it. So we can go to the next slide. So yeah, so here comes the point how we can secure our website as a developer or the web apps as a developer. Every now and then I get questions from many web developers that how can I secure my website from be getting hacked or from getting my logging panel or the admin panel bypassed. Okay, so the answer is very simple. Okay, so there is a practice there is a new practice that is trending in the market. Those who are into this web development field in a professional way or freelancing, they might know that there is a term called secure coding. Secure coding means, like in the web development field, now everyone at most after building as a web developer, after building the website, they completely test the website's vulnerability on their web. Like they test each and everything. At first they check roughly that it is working or it is not working. The login is taking the correct inputs or the routing is done correctly or not. Everything they check, and after that there is a secure coding method practice. So in that they do a basic pen testing. Okay, so penetration testing, they check the port. The port is which port is okay using that bug suit, and which port is vulnerable, and which files can be accessed, which text can be seen across the file, like the robot text files that is visible or not. The robot text files consist of the main files or folders that is there. Okay, so about a website, if you see a website that consists of database as well, you can see the slash robots.txt. So if you redirect there, if you can be redirected there, then means that website is very much vulnerable and its database can be seen to everyone, and its database is open to all. So that is the way the web developers can secure by penetration testing. And at last, there you can relax after building that website. So okay, so now the point comes: how can I secure my website as a role based? Right? If you are building a website, like you are building a school library website, and now you want to give admin access only to your school headmaster or headmistress or principal, whatever you say, and you want your student not to access that particular library website. Okay, so you don't want your students to access it, and again you want your teachers to access them, but at a limitation. Okay, so here comes the role-based security. So what is role-based security? In this role-based security, the Java E security uses roles to determines the categories of user that can access the particular enterprise application. Like to a limit they can access to it, they can gain access of that particular uh, accesses or the allowance that can be given to them. And a role can be used in that group mapped way to set a security of identities during this development. Okay, so in that similar way, the groups can be applied to the enterprise project in the application server. So if you set a role to a administrator level, then it can access to the server side as well. Like the server side means if the website is deployed in the AWS server or anyways in the any other hosting server or the Linux server, they can gain access to it if the role is set to administrator. Like there's a way of setting it, like you can use / maintain user info to JSP, or the you can also prevent access like / no login. You can use that way also. There that will get no login to the particular set of user that is set on the website. Okay, so you can on the based on the role, you can set the amount of security on your exact website or the exact login panel. So next we will go to the security roles for web applications. So in this security, so now I'll define the security roles in the security detail section of the web development descriptor editor. Okay, so this role represent categories of user that can be accessed through the web application. So you can set the role name and you can set a description and you can click and save the file and it will be saved, and according to it the workflow will be performed by the web application. Okay, so here again it comes the constraint access based on security role. So how can we set some security constraints based on the web resources applied or the web source resource collection? Okay, so we can do it using the defining the roles according to it, and we can authorize the roles. Okay, we can authorize the roles and we can see the security collection of that particular role, that is the role can access to which limit and how many times the role logged in into the server, and at which point did it logged out, what did it access, we can see from that authorization constraint. Okay, so here it comes the security constraints on the based on the security roles of the web application. Okay, so next is how can we gather roles in the enterprise applications. So in the enterprise application deployment descriptor editor, how can we gather roles like all the student, headmaster, principal? How can I gather them at a once, and how can we give a specific administrator role or a specific patron role? Okay, so we can open the enterprise application descriptor editor and then click on the WebSphere bindings where the open WebSphere being binded all together, and all the roles are assigned under it, and you can assign a security role under specific name. Okay, like in headmaster you can assign the administrator security role, in the student you can assign the patron security role. Like it all the roles will be secured, but they have a certain limit of accessing the whole panel or whole website. Okay, so here it comes in the roles of security application. And now it comes in the web container client side authentication. That is the most important all of this. Like those who build website, so they must be knowing there must be a proper authentication across the login form that you are building in a website or your web page. So there must be a proper client authentication. Okay, you must keep this in mind. The authentication is the key of the web application or the website. Okay, proper authentication. Like for my instance, I am sharing you an example. In my school, when I was in class 12 last year, means this year only, I found I opened my school website, and there out of my curious mind, I wanted to pen test my school's website. Okay, so at first I opened my school's website name, and then I put slash, and I put their admin login. Okay, so there is a admin panel. Okay, so I tried that admin panel with my uh, curious mind. I tried with some of the password that can be a password of my school's portal. So I saw that any password that I am entering or any username I am entering, that is taking and logging me into the school's admin panel. Okay, so that was a funny for first time when I saw that, and I thought of exploiting it as well. So I thought of not to exploit. Then I thought of not to exploit it, and better to report it to my school head principal ma'am. And I did that the authentication was not okay. The login authentication was improper. Because of that, any username or any password that I am entering, that is taking me to the admin panel, and that I can change anything out of it or do any administration level permission that is there in the admin panel of my school website. So in this web container client authentication, you need to check the basic authentication, that is the client sends username and password in HTTP header using base64 encoding. You need to check that. Then you need to check form based authentication. Client sends username and password in a HTML form and sends in HTTP port request in plain text. You need to check that. Then you need to digest authentication. Then you need to see that the client sends an MD5. Now you must be asking me, what is MD5? Okay, so MD5 is a message digest algorithm 5. Like that is a set of algorithm that is their value code the website, like value code the JavaScript part in coding the login code. So there you use a certain code. That code is turned in the cybersecurity way, that is message digest algorithm 5. Okay, so that is a hash code, and based on that, the username, password, and the URI resource are other information are stored there. Okay, in that particular file. So next we come to the certificate based authentication. Now you must be asking, what kind of certificate is there in the website? Like we can't see any certificate displayed by any government or anything else is there. Nothing is stored in the website. We can't see any certificate or a merit certificate or a participation certificate. So no, here you are absolutely wrong. So here the certificate means that the SSL certificate. So how many of you have heard of this SSL certificate? Yes, exactly. Rishi have heard of it. So anyone else who have heard of SSL certificate? Yeah. So one more person have heard of it, Mayuk. That's great. That's great, Rishi and Mayuk. So yeah. So SSL certificate is a digital certificate that is issued to, like, that is unique certificate and issued by the uh, HTTP organization like the Google. You can if you are building a website, you can see Google also issues that certificate. Okay, so that certificate authority, that have a certificate authority under which the Google issues that CA, and that is a certificate which can be issued to the third party application, trusted third party, and many website you will see it is written that not secured, and that means that certificate is not verified. That SSL certificate in that website, particular website, is not verified. That's why it shows that SSL certificate is not secured. Okay, so it is a unique key serial number and identification information that stores the user's public key to, and that is the authentication that you must be checking or putting while you are developing a website. And this is all for the client authentication of web container. And next is, how will you configure client authentication method? Now the question comes, how will you do that? So in the web development descriptor, you need to add login configuration, and after adding the login configuration item, you need to specify the following details. Like you need to check the basic authentication, and you need to enter a arbitrary real name. Okay, so in the basic authentication method, in the form, like as I said, the form based authentication, that is the form that asks for your username or the email ID or the password, that basic authentication should be checked in that form authentication, and also specify the login page and the error page. Okay, so login page means the page where you will be putting your login credentials, and the error page, if you are entering a wrong credentials or a wrong login credentials, then it will display you a error page where it will show that your login credentials is wrong and you need to enter this correct or that particular thing is wrong. So that is a completely customization web page. Separately you need to set up that correctly. Okay, so you can set up that, like you can see here's a snapshot that form error login page can be used, that web info. Then you have to put a slash JSP. Then you have to put the error JavaScript code, that you are naming as error or error page or anything. You need to set up like that. So next we have the declarative and the programmatic security. Okay, so now you might be very confused, like what is this declarative and programmatic security again in the web security? Okay, so in this declarative and programmatic security, this is a web application security configured using a declarative model. Okay, so declarative model means the user, from the user end, it's being completely declared how will the model flow work, or how will the model flow keeps working on consistently. Okay, so that is the declarative model. And second point comes that web applications can view the information programmatically. Okay, so the following three methods from HTTP servlet request provides information on the security context. Okay, that is the, you can use the, these are the get method. Okay, so you must be, if you are a web developer, you must be knowing what is the get method or what's the use of all these get methods. So here comes the get remote user, where the uh, it returns the username that the client uses for the authentication, and returns null if no user is authenticated. Like if you are entering a wrong password or something, it returns a null. And second is user in role. Okay, so in user in role, it returns true if the remote user is granted the specified security role. Okay, and the second one is, if remote user is not granted the specified role, or if no user is authenticated, it returns false. And the third is get user principal, where says that it returns the Java, the security principle, like it is a basic security principle that is maintained in the web security flow or the login method flow. While the login forms authenticated, that object contains the remote user name, and if no user is authenticated, it returns null. Okay, so these are the three get methods that can be used in the way of declarative and the programmatic security. And here comes the security role references. Okay, so security role references is to avoid hard coding. Like sometimes in lack of time, we do hard code our website. Okay, like we ourselves put the username or password, and only that can be used. That set can be used to log in. No other set or password will be working. Like we have hard coded it. Okay, so in that the reference acts as an alias to the actual security role name, and for servlet setting, it sets the security role reference list within the servlet section. Like here, you can go to the servlet login. Like you can see that here is a servlet login, and you can add the initialization parameter or the security role reference that is mentioned here. You can add the security role reference, and then you can directly will be given a tab where it displays the role link, role name, and the description. Okay, so you'll have to fill in all of this, and then you can uh, move forward. So here comes the enterprise application security overview. So what is the enterprise application security overview? So in this WebSphere application server is built upon the server layers of the security. Okay, so there is a operating system. Like we all use Windows, we all use Linux, and there are many more operating system under Linux, Red Hat, and Hidden. Many are there. So in that, that protects the WebSphere configuration file, like the main files that are the configure used for the configuration of the web login authentication and provides user authentication when using the local OS user registry. Okay, so the Java virtual machine, the JVM provides standard Java security, or the Java TM trademark 2 security builds upon the standard Java security that is fine-grained access control, configurable security policy, security checks for all Java application, and Java trademark E security provides standard container level security, insulates the enterprise application from the actual security implementation, and also the classifies the clients into roles. Okay, the different roles that are set, they are like the administrator role or the patron level role, each with different access level for a given resource. So that is the enterprise application security overview. Now here comes the how it works. Okay, how it works, like the client application or the external component, the client security. And second, it comes the HTTP or the IIOP or the LDAP. Okay, so HTTP is the secure that we can see HTTP or the HTTPS in the website's domain, that is the prefix of every website. We can see there. And then there comes the IIOP, and this is a new term to all of you at its teams. So IIOP is a client application level authentication security that is that can be monitored in the bird suit area. Okay, so when you are monitoring using a bird suit, there you can be seeing that IIOP or the LDAP. Okay,
And next comes the WebSphere security and the Java AA security. Okay. So next layer is the JCE, JAAS, JSSE, Java 2 security, Java virtual machine, and the operating system. Okay. So that is the last and the final security, that is the platform security. So yeah, here it comes. Don't we always it was that easy? Like the security, like we're protecting a website or a web application. So it was tough journey might be for everyone, like in understanding, but everyone must be wishing that it must be easy to protect the thieves or the scammers out there, like we used to do in our homes using our CCTV camera, and we can easily caught hold of the thieves and we can secure our area. Okay, so everyone must be wishing that, but that's not easy. Yeah, but it can be easy. Like if you are doing it on a daily basis, it will be a very interesting for you to do it. So yeah, next it comes the authentication flow. Like how does the authentication works? Okay, so authentication works in the way, like at first from the consumer end, it requests a token, and when the service provider grants the request token, it directly user provide to the service provider and obtain authorization. Then it comes to direct user to consumer, and then the workflow goes to the request access token and grants access token and access protected resources, and then you can access your whole website or the web application. And here are some authentication tokens that you can take a snapshot, or I'll share the slide with you after the session, where you can see all these uh, access token, and you can explore about it and you can learn more about it. And here we come the now question comes, how many of you knows WhatsApp 10? Like have you heard of the term WhatsApp 10, Open Web Application Security Project 10? So I see Sion have heard of it. Major, okay. So can you say me what are the uh, things that are included in WhatsApp 10, like the 10 points that can you point it out? Like what are the 10 points in WhatsApp 10? Like what is the WhatsApp top 10? Like what does it include? Like you can name any one of them as well. If you know any, like you can name any one of them as well. I see most of them doesn't know. Okay, cool. That's not an issue. So I'll be letting you know. So WhatsApp is a penetrate software that is the open web application security project. Is a worldwide. It is a worldwide non-profit charitable organization that web application security. At WhatsApp, you will find free and open application security tools and complete books and standard security controls and libraries. You can go through it and you can see it's a fabulous resources. It has fabulous resources, and has a cutting edge research. Okay, so here's the website, that is the www.was.org. You can search for it and you can explore more things about it. And this is the thing that we use in the web application penetration testing, or the website penetration testing, that is also termed as pen testing. Okay, so that is it. And here is the 7 security misconfiguration in web.xml that you must keep it not configured, authentication and authorization bypass, SSL not configured, not using the secure flag, not using the HTTP only flag, using URL parameters for session tracking, not setting a session timeout. Okay, so you must have observed this somewhere or the other in many websites. Like the last one you can observe in the government website. Basically, if you are filling out a government form like scholarship or any student credit card or any other government portal, they have a session timeout. Like if you are waiting too much time on this on that particular page, they will time you out. Exactly, JE main form. You can see that they will time you out. They will log you out. They do all this because of the security reason. Like many of them put DOS attack. That's why they set all this session timeouts. So how can you protect? So you'll have to check the SWOT checklist, firewalls, IDs and IDPs, audits, penetration tests, code reviews with static, and analysis tools. You can protect your website with this all ways of protecting. Now you can the last point you can relax. That is that will be done by the slave of web app security, that is the web app firewalls, that is the Imperva, F5 Bridge, the open source WebNight and mod security, stateful firewalls that can be used as Juniper, Checkpoint, Palo Alto also provides Alto networks. Then comes the IDP, ID source fire, tipping point, then open source node, audits, pen testing, open source, that is the WhatsApp and Zap, and then comes the static analysis, Spotify and Veracode. Okay. So now here's a comic that is decide who you are. Like they say computer crime is the wave of the future, but to me you just can't beat one-on-one human contact. And the second, please hack my computer. So out of these two pictures, which one are you? So you can write down in the chat box which one are you. Okay, okay. So now, Will, that's the end of my slide. So how was it? Let me know in the chat box. Presentation and everything. Like, did you like it or any questions that you have out of it? Like, you can ask from any part of the slide or any other questions related to cyber security or security. You can reach out to me at any point of time. Okay, so I am dropping my LinkedIn ID in the chat box. You can connect with me. You can contact me at any point of time. I am ready to help you. And anything that you need to know, you can ask for me. So that was all about it. And I would like to hand over my mic again to the organizers, that is the Swapnendu and the Sagnika. So that's all for today.
Okay, everyone, thank you for joining. We will be sharing the Google Form link now for the attendance and the session feedback. And the next session you have is that of deployment and hosting from 6 p.m. sharp. We will again mail you and provide with the link. Definitely do join, because at that time you will be building a portfolio website for yourself. And the prerequisite for the session is that you have to have the Git bash installed and the GitHub account and a Netlify account. You have to sign up and keep it. That will be required. We have already given a tutorial video in the web dev group in NoobCode.
Okay,
From
so
there,
I
you...
see there's a question.
Yes, yes,
There's
yes.
a question. What can we do to protect against brute force attacks? That is using these debusters to find hidden subdomains. Okay, that's great. So we can do that like in the brute in the brute force attack. While we create a set of password list, right? While we are creating the set of password list and providing it to the request as the payloader, we are providing the attack to the payloader. We see there's a OK file like which is secure. So we must keep in mind that we can keep that OK file, and the ports that are open, we must see to that. We must ensure that the ports can be not vulnerable or can be bypassed. We must keep that in mind. So yeah, so that's it. We cannot do brute force attack on it. What is cyber posture? Okay, so cyber posture means, are you talking about the basic, like mention it?
Maybe there's a net
Hello.
issue from his side. He will tell about cyber posture and art poisoning. Two things.
Hello, guys. Am I audible? Hello. Okay, okay, okay. So that's great. So yeah, I was answering like you are asking about the cyber posture, meaning the cyber awareness to protect the websites, or basic. I am having a network issues. Hello. Yeah, am I audible? Okay. So the cyber posture means the basic cyber awareness you are talking about, or what? Like I am asking to Sujat. Okay. So
You can go to the
here,
question that art poisoning.
okay. So there is the next question. You have asked it. What is ARP poisoning, right? So yeah. So ARP poisoning is also, you can refer that it is a spoofing method. Okay, it is basically a way of gaining access, seeming that I am the original person. Okay, so it is a cyber attack, the where the malicious, uh, you can say, it is done by the network. Like it is used through a honeypot. Like we deploy a honeypot in between the network and the client side, and if we inject that honeypot with a malicious code, the whole chain of the network or the ARP gets poisoned, like gets infected with that particular malicious code. So that is, you can say, it is a ARP spoofing. So I think I have answered your question, Rishi. Okay. So I am talking of website protection of cybersecurity. Okay. So yeah. So in the website protection of cybersecurity. Okay. So at first, why as you, if you are a developer, you can check the, after building the whole website, after deploying it everything, and setting it up, the login form in a correct manner, you can go through a quick review of your website. After that, you can use your request on it, and if the bot should responds it with your OK file, then the website is fully OK. And if does not, then you will have to check that out, and you will have to correct the specific files and specific vulnerabilities of the ports. Okay, so that way you can secure it. Now, any other question?
Okay, so that's question from Mayuk that I was asking that is there any way to do SQL injection on parameterized queries? Anurag audible?
Yes. So here is the next question. What is the question? Suppose
SQL
I
injection on parameterized queries. You answer this one, then you
okay.
go to the next.
If we are doing a SQL injection, okay. So we can do a SQL injection on the parameterized queries. We can send multiple queries on a website, but we must keep in mind on which port the website is vulnerable. Okay, so we must keep in mind on which port the website is vulnerable. According to that port, we must see a query, and we can send that query to that specific port, and we can check that SQL injection on that parameterized queries. We can do that. Okay. So here I see there is a next question. Suppose I brute force a domain and find a login page, okay, for which no filter is applied, and therefore exposing the database for all the user, including password. Okay. So Nijar, the question you have asked is like it it is somewhat related to Black Hat. I don't want to share it here, but if you want to learn it, like if you have a purpose for it, I can absolutely share you. You can connect me on my LinkedIn profile. I'll or you can connect me personally. I'll help you about it. Okay, so I don't want to share it here as it a open community. So that's it. And okay, so can you state the difference between malware and a ransomware? Okay, so malware is something that we use to that is a malicious. Okay, that is basically a malicious, and ransomware is type of something that we send to gain the access of the data or the files that are there. But malware does completely different thing. Malware does is it goes there, it jumps the network and it makes it slower. But ransomware doesn't does the same. Ransomware makes works as a spy. Okay, it is basically a spy. It is deployed to spy over your credentials or the valuable data that is there on the website. Okay, so that is it. And any more questions?
Yes, there's a question. What is trace route? Tracer has, yes, trace route from Jyotishka.
Okay. Okay. So Jyotisa, the trace route is a network diagnostic tool that we can use to like packet capture. Have you heard of the packet capturing of the network analysis, like the PCAP file? There is a file that .pcap.pcap.ng, like the PNG file. So we where the packet takes one IP address to the another, and that trace route monitors it, and it is a network diagnostic tool, that trace route. So that is a trace route. So I hope I have answered all the questions. Is there any other questions?
Yes, there is one more question from Rishi.
Okay. If
He
we
is asking
use WhatsApp on a network, and what are the uses of it? Okay, so we can use a WhatsApp on a network to check the we can use to monitor the packet capture. Like we can monitor the packets of the IP that is there. We can analyze the network, that is the Wi-Fi or the Ethernet or the any other Wi-Fi packet, and we can analyze whether the packet captured from the specific IP is a what you say, like it can be used to capture the packet, and the IP can be monitored like the from the source area. Okay, so that we use in this website. We also have NetSpark and many more tools. Not only website, you can use NetSpark also. No. There is not any way. There isn't any way to prevent a WhatsApp on your network. WhatsApp can be used on any network. Like I can use it on any network to monitor or capture the packet and analyze it accordingly. So there isn't any way. Uh, Okay, so black hat hackers is as the name seems like they must be wearing a black hat on their head and they must be hacking into computers. Okay, so well that's not the thing. So black hat hackers are the hackers which do work that are unethical, that are not ethical to perform in our common society or any common area, that we should not do that they do for some their own purpose or their own benefit. Like that is the black hat hackers. And the gray hat hackers, they do somewhat unethical job, but they do it for a good purpose. Like they do it for good purpose, or they do it for the welfare or something. Yeah, that's it.
Okay, so I will doubts.
So
There are no more doubts, and I have shared Anurag's LinkedIn as well, so you guys can just go and connect with him, and there you can have a chat about various things. I hope the session was something different and was a little bit something that was off topic that we don't see every day or don't talk about, but it's something that is very much needed in today's times at all. So I hope the session went good, and special thanks to Anurag for taking this session. We had been planning this kind of session, but yes, our time and his time, and we are not being able to match it for our community. So a special thanks to him for joining us today and taking such a lovely hands-on session. And I hope that what he said previously, that yes, the interest will grow. Definitely, I can see that people will have after this session, everyone who has joined probably will have something in their mind that okay, let us try something our hands in cybersecurity as well. So you can connect with him, and obviously NoobCode is there to help you out. There are the groups. We will definitely open some more, and then it will be a good thing. The next session is at 6 p.m. where you will have your portfolio deployed, your own portfolio website. So definitely do join. Thank you all for joining this session at this afternoon, where probably you had the scope to sleep, but you chose to come. So definitely you have taken one step to make your life some difference. So thank you everyone for joining, and you guys can leave after you have filled the Google form. Thank you everyone.